Welcome to Thread of Change, where the smallest encounters can ripple into the most unexpected transformations. Imagine this: a cold, drizzly evening in Los Angeles. A teenage girl stands on the edge of a gas station parking lot, hoodie pulled over her face, backpack clutched tightly. She looks no older than 17, her eyes flickering between strangers, weighing the danger of asking for help. People pass by, some glance with pity, others with avoidance, but no one stops. She isn't panhandling or begging, just looking for a ride, anywhere away from the streetlights that buzz louder than the promises life has kept. What she doesn't know is that destiny is just around the corner, sitting behind the wheel of a plain black car with tinted windows. And inside? Not just a driver. Not just any kind stranger. But Keanu Reeves, the man who became her unexpected savior. He didn't arrive with the thunder of celebrity. There were no bodyguards, no entourage, no polished Hollywood shine. He pulled into the station with the quiet patience of someone who's lived lifetimes in silence. She approached with caution, her voice barely audible through the hum of traffic. "Excuse me, do you think you could give me a ride?" A pause. Then a nod. Not the type of nod that's dismissive or unsure, but a solid, grounding gesture that said, "Yes, I see you." She didn't know who he was. To her, he was just a guy in a car, not the man who dodged bullets in The Matrix or changed the action genre in John Wick. He looked at her not with suspicion or condescension, but with the kind of kindness that feels almost alien in this world. As she climbed into the passenger seat, she couldn't help but glance around. It was a modest car, clean, but not flashy. No scent of ego, no echoes of fame. Just the quiet hum of the engine and a playlist of old rock tunes playing softly from the speakers. She didn't talk much at first. Who would? When you've been sleeping in shelters, eating from dollar menus, and washing up in gas station sinks, trust isn't something you give easily. But something about him disarmed her. Maybe it was the way he didn't press her with questions or pity. He simply asked where she needed to go. "Anywhere but here," she whispered, eyes fixed on the blur of lights outside. And so, he drove. Through the shadowed streets of LA, weaving past places she knew too well. She told him bits and pieces, about the mother who left, the foster homes that failed her, and the nights she wandered just to stay awake and avoid danger. He listened without interrupting, hands steady on the wheel. At one point, she asked his name. He smiled, a quiet corner of the mouth smirk. "Keanu," he said simply. No last name, no bragging, no explanation. It barely registered with her. Keanu. Like it was the name of a bus driver or a mechanic, not the world-famous actor who's walked red carpets and held box office records. It wasn't until they pulled up to a 24-hour diner, and he offered to buy her a meal, that she started to notice the familiarity in his face. Something in the eyes. Something in the posture. She stared a little longer while sipping the hot chocolate he ordered for her. "Wait, you're that guy, right?" she asked, blinking. He didn't flinch. Just laughed softly. "I'm just a guy," he replied. But she knew. And suddenly, the weight of the moment shifted. This wasn't just a ride from a stranger. This was a ride from someone who could have turned the other way. Who didn't have to stop. But did. Over pancakes and eggs, they talked. She told him about her love for books, fantasy, mostly. About how she used to write stories on napkins and old receipts. And he, eyes gleaming with interest, told her she should keep writing, no matter what. "Stories can save lives," he said quietly, almost like he was quoting something. And maybe he was, his own life, perhaps. After the meal, he didn't just drop her off on a street corner. He made calls. Quiet ones. To shelters that were safe. To people he trusted. He asked her permission before every step. She wasn't just cargo, she was a person. With dignity. With choice. And he never once took that away. A few days later, she found herself in a warm bed, fresh clothes folded beside her, a notebook gifted to her by someone who only signed the note, "Keep writing, K." She did. She started scribbling down her nights, her hopes, her fears, the surreal truth of a Hollywood star stepping into her world when no one else would. And every page carried the energy of that one night. That one ride. That one moment when a thread of change wrapped itself around her and pulled her toward a different path. People often ask what Keanu Reeves is really like. If he's as kind as they say. If the stories are true. She doesn't have to wonder. Because she lived it. The truth is, heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they drive beat-up cars and eat late-night pancakes with kids who thought the world forgot them. They listen. They give time. And they expect nothing in return. For Keanu, maybe it was just a ride. A small gesture. But for her? It was everything. It was the moment she stopped feeling invisible. The moment someone important treated her like she mattered. The moment she realized maybe, just maybe, life could still surprise her in good ways. The story never made headlines. There were no paparazzi photos. No viral posts. Just a quiet act of kindness that changed a life forever. And maybe that's how it should be. Because real change doesn't always scream. Sometimes, it whispers in the back seat of a car at 2 a.m., in the voice of a man who's seen too much pain to ignore someone else's. So if you ever find yourself doubting the good in the world, remember this: a lost girl asked for a ride, and the universe answered not with thunder, but with Keanu Reeves.